Hey guys, the Exosign Good here, and I'm gonna do an Exosign tour in this hotel I'm in right now. So let's get started. Starting off, we have this generic edgelet sign here. I just tested it, and it works. So yeah. Up here, we have another generic edgelet, which works. Here we have another generic edgelet. Here's another generic edgelet sign, which works. Here we have a generic LED sign. Looks like it was just recently installed, which works. And here's another generic. This one is a broken canopy, so I'm not going to test that. Here's this one. Well, this one is untestable. We have another generic LED sign. This one works. Here we have two Astrolight TPU exit signs. Let's just test them. This one works. This one works as well. So yeah, they both work. That's pretty cool. Here we have a generic LED sign. This one works. Over here we have another one. Works. Over here we have another one of these generics. This one works as well. Here we have a generic right here and an Astrolight TPU here. Looks like with this generic they installed it wrong because they're supposed to have the right arrow punched out and they installed it the wrong way. So, oh well. Here we have this rather interesting install they did on this sign. Yeah. We have another generic exit sign. This one works. Here's this sign. Also works. Here's some more generic edgelet signs. There's another one here. Another one here. There's another one here. Let's test this one. It works. You can see it's corroded because it's been outside for I don't even know how long. Oh yeah, this sign is screwed. The sign is screwed into the canopy because it's broken. You have another Astrolight TPU sign, which works. Here we have another generic edgelet. As you can see, this one is also corroded. Let's test it. It works. Alright, so we are in another building of the hotel, and here is this Astrolight TPU. This one's the newer version of the ones that you just saw. So let's give it a test. It works. Here we have a generic LED sign. This one is, oh, this one works. And here is this one. Oh, this one does not work. Looks like whoever installed it forgot to connect the battery. Here we have another Astrolight TPU LED access sign. This one does not work. As you can see, there's a burn mark there. You can look closely because of the transformer heating up these past years. Right here we have this generic one that is a little beat up, so I'm not going to test that. And right here we have another Astrolight TPU. This one also does not work. And here's another one, which works. On another floor we have another generic LED exit sign, which works. Here's another one. This one also works as well. All these signs here are replacements of those Astrolight TPU signs that you've seen earlier. Here's this one. Yep, they all work. Works. This one does not work. Here we have one of these generic exit signs, which works. And also moving over here, we have this generic sign that is horribly mounted. Oh, would you look at that? As you can see, it's off the canopy. It looks like it was just screwed into the wall. Well, that's not very ideal, but oh well. Here, this generic sign, it looks like an older sign was there at one point. Let's test it. It works. Let's go on this sign. As you can see, the screw is loose up there. Let's test it. This one works. Here we have one of these Astrolight signs again. This one does not work. Here is a replacement sign, which is just generic, which works. Here's this one. This one is untestable, so I don't know if this one works or not. Here's this one, which works, I guess. So yeah, that's it. This one's faceplate's coming off. I don't know if this one works. Here's this generic sign, and as you can see the wiring in there. Here, let's give it a test. Works. Looks like it was on an old. Looks like it's on the mounting bracket of an older sign. Here's this sign, and as you can see, there's a moth on it. That's nice. Here's this generic sign. This one works. Here's this one. This one is rebranded by Lithuania. Let's test it. This one is dim. So yeah, here's this sign, and as you can see there, you can see the outline or mark of where the older sign was, and as you can see, this one is mounted upside down, so I can't test it. So yeah, that's all I'm going to show this. stuck. Here we have one of these Sinon Electronics exit signs, so let's give it a test. And it works. Here's one of the exit signs in the main lobby. Here we have another one of these Sinon Electronics exit signs. This one does not work. Alright, I'm back in the other building where these Astrolight signs are. The difference between these Astrolight signs and the ones you just saw, the difference is the arrows. As you can see, the arrows on this one is smaller compared to the ones you just saw, where the ones are more larger. So yeah, let's test this one. This one works, and here's another one right next to it. This one also works. Moving on, we have this generic sign here. So it's on the wrong canopy, but I guess it works. This one works. Here we have another one of these generics. It works. Here's this generic. As you can see, this one is in not greatest shape. As you can see, it's missing some parts here. The faceplate is partially coming out, and it's also coming off the canopy too. So yeah, I'm not gonna test this one. Here we have these generic edgelets. This one works. Moving on. Here's this one. Let's give it a test. This one also works. So yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for watching.